the system stops being racist and there's nothing stopping us. And you brought up the prison rates, and you said something that was actually really important. You said it's because their communities have been economically depressed. So that would not be because of the color of your skin. That's economic privilege. If you ask me whether or not I believe in economic privilege, I would tell you yes. If you ask me whether or not I think that somebody born into a family of billionaires be afforded more privileges in life than somebody that is born in the projects of Chicago, I would say yes, because economic privilege in this country does exist. But there is no law in place that is stopping a person because of the color of their skin from gaining that economic privilege, which is why I do not believe that white privilege, which is based upon the color of your skin, exists.
Is that yet another black person sitting next to Charlie Kirk espousing white supremacist talking point? I mean, really, how does he do it? So we're going to deal with white privilege today. Candace Owens' point is, since there's no laws today preventing anyone from gaining wealth, white privilege does not exist. Honestly, this concept is not that difficult to understand, but I like to explain things using things we should already understand. So hopefully people who espouse these talking points will understand, but somehow I don't think they will. Have you ever been to a doctor? Sure, right? We all have at some point. Let's say we go to the doctor complaining of a headache. What's the first thing a doctor does? Well, they go over our medical history, right? They want to know if any symptoms we have today are related to anything we've had in our past. They understand since the brain is attached to a system, a headache can be a symptom of something else going on. What Candace Owens is doing is looking at the symptoms and ignoring the system it's attached to. So if someone actually cared about why someone, or in this case, some group, are having the same symptoms, they would at the very least look at the history. Again, that's if someone cared. So since she won't do it, let's look at the history, shall we? White supremacy as a system was the law of this land. This is not disputable in any honest way. There were laws specifically designed to keep resources, ownership, and wealth in the hands of white men. Laws like the Homestead Act of 1862, where millions of acres of land occupied by the Native Americans were given away primarily to white men for free. On the flip side, there were laws specifically designed to limit the resources, ownership, and wealth of black people. Laws like the slave codes, the black codes, and the Jim Crow laws. Again, this is not disputable in any honest way. Fast forward to today. While those laws no longer technically exist on the books, the legacy of those laws remain, and they seem to have served their purpose. Today, white people disproportionately own the majority of resources and the vast majority of wealth in this country. This is not by accident. On the flip side, black people face a wealth gap, employment disparities, housing inequality, limited access to credit, all helping to limit resources and wealth. Again, not by accident. And those are just to name a few. So, if there is a system designed since inception to keep wealth, ownership, and resources for white people, if you were born white into that system or the results of that system, you were privileged. Like I said, really not that difficult of a concept.